On March 22, 2025, when police officers in Lawrence, Indiana arrive at the site of a crash, they're surprised to find that a truck has collided with a house in broad daylight. Even more shocking than the driver's outlandish explanation is the fact that he's also a sheriff's deputy.
I don't do nothing stupid.
Well, today's the first.
Welcome back, viewers. This is Dave Epstein from the Post-Pollock firm, coming to you with a new video. It's entitled, Cop Realizes He Instantly Ended His Career. Last time we were here, I introduced you to what I called the case approach, mainly to help yourself when you end up in court. And that starts when you first interact with the police. Well, guess what? This kind of applies, some parts of it apply when you are a police officer yourself. Let's see how that works.
Did you show someone a badge? You a cop?
You rolled? Yeah. I didn't go that fast.
No. I don't need to be here to know. That's the biggest load of bull I've ever heard. You're driving like a dump.
On March 22, 2025, when police officers in Lawrence, Indiana arrive at the site of a crash, they're surprised to find that a truck has collided with a house in broad daylight. Even more shocking than the driver's outlandish explanation is the fact that he's also a sheriff's deputy.
I don't do nothing stupid.
Well, today's the first.
The following is based on official police records, and the footage has never been seen before until now. Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. At 4:53 p.m., police and EMS are called to the site of a rollover crash in a residential area in Lawrence.
Are you the driver?
Yeah.
You okay?
I'm good.
Okay. Is there anybody else in the car or anything?
We good.
Who else is in the car, man?
My girl? She's over there with her godmother.
Okay. Did you guys roll over?
Yeah, I was driving, and I was trying to back up right there. I got a wallet, and I lost control, swerved, and hit this.
Okay. Do you have your license with you?
The driver is identified as 39-year-old David Hodges.
Do you have your insurance?
Hold on, bro.
Where's your passenger at? She's in the house, just please.
I'm at godmother's house. I'm good. Everybody's good. Just rolled over. I was trying to back up into that spot. Lost control, hit the curb, and ended up rolling.
Well, obviously he had the C part of case, his credentials. Fortunately or unfortunately for him, those include a police badge, a sheriff's badge, which when you roll a car over is going to raise all kinds of questions. Well, let's see what he has to say.
You rolled?
Despite David's nonchalant attitude to the bizarre situation, there's far more going on here than first meets the eye. He eventually pulls up his insurance information and hands it over to one of the officers.
Damn, look. Oh my God, my baby.
Just relax, all right?
I can't. This is my favorite truck. I messed up my shoes. Sir, just relax, man. I ain't never ever wrecked in my life. This is my first wreck.
Where were you guys coming from?
I literally just left her house. She left her ID. Backing up. Trying to turn.
Did you go too fast?
Lost control.
Okay.
Already, David has adjusted his story, first saying he was trying to back up into a spot, and now that he was trying to turn while backing up.
Okay, so folks, let's bring S into this. Shut up. He is talking too much, and he's, as they noticed, he is contradicting himself. I don't know if I detected it as much, but he's starting to contradict himself. He's trying to, sort of ease the mood. There's a little difference with police officers. Like in New Jersey, there is some case law that holds that as a police officer, you're required to report your own crime. Now, that has raised some Fifth Amendment concerns, certainly, but they say you owe certain obligations, administrative obligations, as a police oath of office obligations, so you do. But you don't have to start yapping away like this guy does, explaining how the truck rolled over, unless you're asked about it. What happened? Well, the truck rolled over. I must have lost control. Give a very short answer. This guy is going on and on.
Turn in that street. Boom. Drive. Go.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, y'all.
That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
I'm talking about driving. About to turn in there. Boom. What? How do you think you drink today? Oh, no. Nothing at all? No. Backing up. So I'm driving backwards. I'm trying to turn into half mile.
Turn going backwards.
Trying to turn going.
You must have been doing it fast. You must have been doing it super fast.
Overdid it.
Okay, folks, I'm no accident reconstruction expert, but leaving the road, going backwards, and ending up that far into somebody's property, rolling over and ending up next to the house. And if you look at how far he is from the street, that sounds almost like a movie stunt. So something was a little off here. Let's find out.
To check David's insurance on his phone, the other officer finds witnesses to the accident.
Did you guys see the crash or anything?
Yeah, he's going up to the bed. He's going like down.
Rolled over.
Yeah, it looks like you've been in a crash. My phone will trigger emergency SOS if you don't respond.
Coming in and make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
He thought they called in the bed.
Okay. I know, we saw it.
Because this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
I have never in my life, and that's on me, I've never in my life ever drank.
It's extremely reckless in the neighborhood to be driving that way.
I didn't go that fast.
Oh, no. I don't need to be here to know that's the biggest load of bull I've ever heard.
Hey, sir,
Look at this. I mean, look at this for a minute. And with a straight face say, I was going a reasonable speed.
No, I
No.
give you 100%.
You're driving like a dumb is what you were doing. And
never
you're lucky you didn't kill no one, is what you are.
The owner of the home David struck wasn't there at the time of the crash, but 2 children were inside the house. Luckily, neither were harmed. This is where things with David begin to take a turn.
Did you show someone a badge? You a cop? You a firefighter?
Sheriff badge. I mean,
You're a sheriff deputy?
David is a deputy at the Marion County Sheriff's Office.
Then you know better.
sir, when I say literally, I'm not doing nothing.
All right, folks, just to back up a little bit, the police officer questioning him is more like sermonizing to him about you should know better. That's not what you need to do as a police officer. Ask him what happened. Ask witnesses what happened. If he clams up, then, that's all you can do. I don't think he's reached the point yet because he's still investigating where he's got to Mirandize this guy. Obviously, the guy knows what Miranda rights are. If he doesn't, then he shouldn't be carrying a badge. Whether or not the guy tried to pull rank by pulling his badge, I haven't seen that yet. That's always a problem when police officers run into trouble themselves. But he doesn't need to preach to the guy. What he needs to do is get information about the scene. He doesn't need to comment on what the guy's saying. So just leave it to yes, sir, no, sir, and the questions being asked. Let the other guy sink himself because he's doing that without you asking him a single question.
Stupid?
No, you were doing something stupid. Look at the scene right now. You were doing something stupid.
I literally never did this in my life.
I question your judgment as an officer. Yeah, you are. What's your name?
Oh. Straight. She's a nurse.
David's girlfriend is currently being checked by EMS and will soon share her side of the story.
No, you need to drive straight. Is what you need to do.
I do.
In reasonable speed. Had you hit a kid, you'd be just going to jail.
But I've never been in that.
I look at this and I question you should probably go to jail anyways. For reckless driving.
Like I said, I drive carefully. I got 3 kids. I know how to drive carefully. I don't do nothing stupid. I literally.
Well, today's the first.
This is my first. This is my love. You know how much I literally saved up to get this truck?
Stay right here.
Just as David's frustrations grow, the other officer returns to speak with him.
Just walk over here and talk to me in my car. Hey, so obviously I know you've been drinking today. I can smell it on you. Alcohol. Smell on your breath.
Was everybody waiting for that one? Because they said, have you been drinking? They usually can smell it on your breath. His behavior was a little, let's say, loosey-goosey. What do you expect from somebody who might be drinking? But, you can't tell. So we kind of see where this is turning now.
You want to tell me how much you had to drink today?
Sir, when I say I ain't been drinking to do this.
I want you to listen to me, okay? The way you answer these questions from now on is going to determine what happens from this point forward. So I need you to be honest with me. Do you understand?
Sir, to be drinking to do this, I would never wreck my
I'm
car.
asking you how much you had to drink today.
Sir, only thing that I drank last night with her.
Okay. So when's the last time you had a drink?
I drank last night with her.
When's the last time you had a drink? What time?
Last night,
What time?
it had to be like 2 in the morning.
If David is being honest, since it's now just after 5 p.m., over 15 hours have passed since he claims he last had a drink.
Okay. How much did you drink?
We drunk,
Like falling down drunk?
her head drunk, she's still drunk. Went home, came back, and I was good. But I'm not.
I'm going to ask you to take a PPT test. You have the right to refuse if you want to. At the end of the day, I understand where we go from there is up to you.
I just want to be legit.
I get that.
When I say I'm good, like I'm literally
understand.
good.
Let me say this. If the guy had his last drink, even if he was hammered drunk, he was obliterated at 2 a.m. and it's 5 p.m., the way the alcohol dissipates at a certain rate, it can vary based on size and weight, but there should literally be no alcohol left in the guy's system if he has not had a drink since 2 a.m. Doesn't matter how hammered he was. Now he's going to do, didn't quite catch that, whether he's going to do a handheld breathalyzer. I think he is. And he did tell me he has the right not to consent, but if they take him back to the station, and he doesn't have a choice there, he has to take that test. And as a police officer, he better take the test.
Are you willing to take a PPT?
I'll take whatever you want me to take.
This, however, as the officer will eventually discover, doesn't quite go as planned.
I'm going to separate you from your firearm. I know you got one on you. Just stay right there for me.
As one officer prepares the preliminary breath test, or PBT, the other speaks with David's girlfriend.
He was up there, but he backed up. But I was also in my in my wallet, trying to make sure I didn't actually see my ID in there, but I didn't see it.
Okay.
And then next thing I know, when I looked up, I felt the car rolling.
Okay.
Well, the airbag came out.
I've been drunk today. Like, we was about to go drink. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What am I missing here? Because just driving backwards and going back, it doesn't result into this. Like,
Nothing. It's fine. I mean, we've been arguing. We didn't have to on that. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Like, because I've been fine. He was fine.
I mean, he's obviously not fine.
I mean, you know, like, he wasn't, like, irrational when he came to get me or arguing or anything like that.
Okay.
Just so you know, as the officer is questioning the girlfriend, there is no indication that she was driving the car, etc. So the officer is free to question her. She's free to speak. Now, if you don't want to get your significant other in trouble, just say, I'd prefer not to say anything. Whether you're allowed to do that if they put you under oath, put you in front of a grand jury or something like that, that's a separate issue, especially if you don't face criminal jeopardy. You may be required to testify eventually. The officer, as soon as they said, we think you've been drinking, he should have kept his mouth shut. He shouldn't be talking about this or that. At that point, just take me to the station. They, put him in custody. They have to read him his Miranda rights at that point and just end it there. Even though police officers are held to a different standard, sometimes he should just be more careful. The girlfriend, I don't know what happened here. Maybe we'll find out, but it looks to me like something insane was happening, maybe associated with alcohol.
David's girlfriend is soon cleared and released without any injuries. David, on the other hand, is proving to have some issues with the PBT.
All right, deep breath and go. Blow harder. Keep on. No, you're not blowing hard enough. Deep breath in and blow. Blow hard. There you go. Keep going. And go. Too hard.
After 4 more tries, the officer has had enough.
We're going to head back to station. You want to hang up? Yeah, for real. You know why.
I'm not drunk. I'm literally good.
You're not under arrest right now. We're going to take you back to the clinical test, okay?
However, even once they're at the station, David continues to have trouble.
Deep breath, tight seal, blow, tight, stop. Go. Oops. Stop. So you kind of blow and you stop. Yeah,
Blow, stop.
Yes, blow, good. Good. Deep breath, tight seal. Blow hard. Go. Keep going. Go. Nope. I don't know if you're cursing or lips or something.
Just let me interrupt here. Just so you know, we've seen this before, but you should be aware of your rights. And you are required to take, pretty much every state in the union. I don't think there's any state where you're not required under the implied consent laws. You impliedly consent to a breath test when you are driving on the road if there is reasonable belief that you have been drinking and driving. And if you do take the breath test, if you are not blowing correctly. Now, that was one of the first times I ever seen where they said somebody was blowing too hard. But if it is determined that you are blowing into the machine in such a way as to prevent it from getting a reading, that is deemed a refusal. That will be charged as a refusal, and the penalties can be just as bad, if not worse, than they are for blowing over the limit. In New Jersey, that's .08. Blowing an intoxicated number. Let's see if they get a number for this guy.
Go hard, go harder, go, 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 go. Okay. He's playing a game. You got 3 kills. You can try to win. Yeah, so cool. Hey, David, I want to be clear about this. So obviously, we kind of went through this. You've done these tests before. You've been to the academy, right?
No, if ever.
Okay. Either way, Sergeant Jaime has done a lot of these. He's able to explain the test to you in a way that you can understand it. Obviously, if you fail to follow the instructions properly, it looks like you're more intoxicated than what you actually are, right?
David is warned that if he doesn't complete the test, they'll get a warrant to collect a blood sample instead. Still, it takes a few more tries before the officers are able to get a reading.
Yes, sir.
The results, though, likely won't leave David feeling like celebrating. According to police documents, the PBT at the scene had actually returned a reading, which was a .122 blood alcohol concentration, well over the .08 limit. The reading conducted at the station, however, came back as even higher, at .130.
Hey, last night? Yeah. All my career, literally gone this year.
According to police documents, David was arrested for operating a vehicle while intoxicated with endangerment, operating a vehicle with BAC above .08, and reckless driving causing property damage. News sources state that following his arrest, David was terminated from the Marion County Sheriff's Office, though no other updates about the case are available at this time.
Well, okay, folks, we've seen it all there. So he blew a .13 at the station, and that is the more accurate test. Those preliminary tests are just to give the quick read, and they're pretty accurate as to what your blood alcohol level is. But the better machines are back at the station. .13 is a high number. It's, you're drunk. .08 that's considered drunk too, or impaired. There's really not much of a difference between drunk and impaired. Legally speaking, there isn't much. So this officer is now looking, he lost his job, and penalties, depending on where he is, wherever you are, can be pretty high. I don't think there was any way around this for this guy. He, by the time the police arrived, the car was flipped over and he had been going in reverse. That, to me, that behavior, that type of driving in and of itself is bizarre enough that somebody's going to suspect that you were drunk or you were having some sort of episode. I mean, people do have accidents. They have medical episodes and, fall asleep or whatever behind the wheel or have a seizure and their foot's on the gas pedal and they're going in reverse. I've actually seen accidents where that happened, where they didn't do anything wrong and they had no reason to believe that they were going to have an episode like that. And you see these weird situations where somebody goes right through a wall backwards, but this obviously was not that. He was walking and talking. He obviously, where his problem with the awareness of rights element of my mnemonic came in, was just going out and drinking and driving. As a sheriff's officer, he should know better. Now, we all say there, but for the grace of God go I. Everybody, you may have a drink, you may this or that, but you have to be hyper vigilant as a police officer because the rules can change on you. For example, you can assert your Fifth Amendment right not to incriminate yourself. You can't avoid a breath test, though. When it comes to internal affairs and police proceedings, you may still be required to divulge what happened and testify and give evidence if you want to keep your job. In this instance, he did keep his cool. He didn't flip out on the police officers, but he should have just kept quiet. I don't know if it would have made a difference in this case because the jig was up by the time the police arrived. There was a car wreck, and there's really no explaining it, especially when you were going in reverse. Unfortunately, the case approach wouldn't have helped this guy anyway, except for the very beginning, the awareness of rights, and that is part of awareness of rights is obey the law. Understand that if you go out behind the wheel and you're drunk, anything happens, even if you didn't cause the accident, they're going to assume it was you, and you still get a drunk driving charge. You could be sitting at a stoplight and lawfully right in front, right in the stop line, and somebody runs a light and they smash into you. And if you're driving and the police detect you've been drinking, you may not be charged with causing the accident, although often when it's one of those wasn't clear who did what, they're always going to blame it on the drunk. But you will still be charged with drunk driving. You will, because you were behind the wheel when you were drunk. So, folks, that's the moral of the story. Don't drive drunk. Please drive carefully. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something from it. This is Dave Epstein signing off. Hope you hit like and subscribe, and please leave your comments. I'll see you next time. Thank you.
We'll be right back.